Alright, what's going on? How's it going, guys? How's it going? What's going on? How's it going, guys? How's it going? Well, welcome back to another abandoned video. Now, this is a brand new closure. They literally just closed a couple of days ago. As you can see, that yellow building right there behind me, I'm at Bahama Breeze, right here in Lake Grove at Smithaven Mall. Now, to my understanding, I just found out about this one last night. And as soon as I found out about it last night, I said, boom, I gotta go over here and do this video. Now, to my understanding, this place right here, the Bahama Breeze right behind me, closed on Thursday, May 15th. So they literally closed down 2 days ago. To my understanding, it's been 2 days already. They already took off all the signage and everything is gone. So this is a brand new, fresh out of the box closure. Closure. I'm talking about baseball. Closure. This is a brand new, fresh out of the box I can't talk right. Okay, let's try that one more time. This is a brand new, fresh out of the box closure. Boom, there we go, got it. This is brand new. I just found out about it last night. You know, and I said, as soon as I found out about it, I said, yo, I gotta go over here and I gotta check this place out. Now, this location here, right behind me in Lake Grove, it was located at 612 Smithaven Mall, Lake Grove, New York, 11755. And to my understanding, this was the only Bahama Breeze location out here on Long Island. So, for what I heard, this one, Bahama Breeze is owned by Darden Restaurants, a Florida-based restaurant chain. So, that's what I heard. And I found out that they closed this one. I found out last night. I found out, about it. And I said, okay, all right, here we go. We're going to materialize the next video. I'm doing two today. I'm doing two videos today. Today is Saturday, May 17th. It's the weekend, so I got some free time. So, I'm going to do this one. And last year, or about a year or two ago, I did the abandoned Pizza Hut over there in Center Reach, which is up the road from here on Middle Country Road. I'm going to go revisit that place and see what's going on. I don't exactly remember when I posted that video. It might have been last year or 2 years ago. But when I first started doing this channel in the very beginning, I posted a video of me exploring that abandoned Pizza Hut over there in Center Reach, to which there's many rumors that that place is haunted. So, I mean, when I went there to visit that place a couple of years ago, I don't remember. I got to look back, but to my understanding, when I went there the last time to check that place out, nothing unusual happened. There was nothing unusual that was there. I mean, they renovated the building. I thought something was going to move in and take over. They renovated the building, but they only painted it gray. They painted the roof gray and they repainted the walls white, I believe, or gray too, or whatever. And I thought they were going to renovate the place and something was moving in. But no, they just wanted to keep the building from looking disgusting, and they wanted to preserve the building from looking like it's in a serious state of disrepair. Man. So I would assume they just repainted the roof, repainted the structure, so that way it can make it look like it's out of disrepair and that it's updated, rather than fall apart and be disgusting and beat up, you know what I mean? Like most buildings are today. So, but I'm excited, man. Yo, for real, I'm excited to check this place out right here behind me, man. This abandoned Bahama Breeze, and it was the only Bahama Breeze location out here on Long Island. You know, like I said, this was a Florida-based restaurant chain. Well, the company was Florida-based. It was owned by Darden Restaurants. So the company is Florida-based. The company chain. So, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. So I don't know if the main mediator of this place was in Florida. I don't know, but I do know that it was owned by a Florida-based restaurant chain owner, Darden Restaurants, after reading up on it. So yeah. So this one, actually, this Bahama Breeze, I ate here a couple of times. The food's okay. I mean, if you like Caribbean island type food, it's okay. I mean, I tried it a couple of times, and it was all right. it's not something that I would jump up and down about and go crazy about. I wouldn't go insane about it, but it was okay. I mean, I like Caribbean cuisine. I like island food every now and then, I mean, when I go to Florida, every time I go to Florida every now and then, I eat island food. I eat Caribbean food. And, if I'm ever in certain areas and somebody behind me looks like they're going over there, and I don't think they realize that the restaurant's closed. Yeah, just literally a chick just got out of the car, and I don't think she realizes that the restaurant's closed. Hang on. I don't know. I don't think she realizes that the restaurant's closed. I mean, the signage is missing on the side of the wall, and they have the label scar and everything, and it's gone. Unless maybe she's meeting up with somebody, it looks like. I don't know. Anyways, so I'm excited, man. So, what are you waiting for? Enough with the talking, enough with the yapping, and let's get out of the car and check out this abandoned Bahama Breeze here in Lake Grove. Here we go. All right, what's going on? Well, here we are. Welcome to the abandoned Bahama Breeze here in Lake Grove. Now, as I said before in the intro, I believe this place closed down on Thursday, May 15th. To my understanding, when I read up on this place, when I found out about it last night, to my understanding, I heard it closed down on Thursday. But walking around this building, as I just took some photos, it looks like it's been closed a little more longer than that. But we're just going to go with May 15th. We're just going to go with Thursday, May 15th. So, yeah, I don't know. So, it looks like the only areas we're going to be able to look through here is the, you see that little green hut right here behind me? Right there? So they have like a plastic covering that we can see through. Because I remember that area right there, that dining area, that dining hall, right there. I remember they always used to have like the plastic coverings, and they would always zipper it and leave it open during the summertime when it was nice and hot. And then they would always have some guy playing, a steel drum instrument. They would always have Hawaiian music, or Caribbean music or whatever. And it was nice, man. Like I said, I ate here maybe a couple of times in the past, and they were okay. But I'm not exactly sure why they closed. And now this place is owned by Darden Restaurants. Like I said before, a Florida-based restaurant company, a Florida-based restaurant chain. And on the door, it says, this location is permanently closed. Please visit our sister location at Ruth Chris Steakhouse. I believe Darden also owns Ruth Chris Steakhouse. And Ruth Chris Steakhouse is right over there, right near where the JCPenney used to be. So, sad, man. And obviously, I was parked, I'm parked right over here. You can see the car right there behind me. You see Casper? There it is, right there. There goes Casper. So, there were people that were here before, and I thought maybe they were former employees. And I didn't want to have another run-in. Like what happened to me when I did the abandoned Huntington Golden Coach Diner a few weeks ago, where I was approached by that very rude, disrespectful, disingenuous, disgusting behavior ex-employee or whatever it was that worked there. I didn't want to have another run-in with that. So, but the people that were here before, it looks like they were dumpster diving. Because there was a whole bunch of people here dressed in regular clothes, just like me, and they were all over the dumpster. They looked like they were picking stuff out of the dumpster and going through it like, they were dumpster diving. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, whatever, they don't work here. Now, as you can see behind me, you see how they have a cone and yellow tape there? So I'm going to respect that. I'm not going to surpass that. I'm going to respect it. The place is, it's not posted, but it just says it's permanently closed. But because they have it closed right there, I'm going to respect that, and we're just going to look right through, They have like a metal barricade there that we can look through, and I can just zoom it in for you guys. But as to look inside this place, they have all the windows covered up in black film. But we're going to be able to look through that green hut, the green dining hut hall right here. So this is what we're going to be able to look through. All right? So, without further ado, enough with the talking, enough with the yapping, and let's turn this camera around and check out the abandoned Bahama Breeze here at Smithaven Mall. And like I said before, this was located at 612 Smithaven Mall, Lake Grove, New York, 11755. Years ago, this used to be a restaurant called Martin's. It's a restaurant called Martin's. That closed, and then they opened up Bahama Breeze somewhat amount of years later. So here we are. Enough with the talking, enough with the yapping, and let's turn the camera on and check out this recently brand new fresh out of the box closed Bahama Breeze here in Lake Grove. Here we go. Alrighty. And there it is, the abandoned Bahama Breeze here at Lake Grove at Smithaven Mall. 612 Smithaven Mall, Lake Grove, New York, 11755. Let's check this place out. Now, like I said before, right after this, I'm going to go up the road, a Middle Country Road, and I'm going to go to Center Reach and revisit the abandoned Pizza Hut that I did a couple of years ago. Either a year or two ago. I got to go back and check. We'll start over here, then we'll make our way around. We'll go right to left. You see how they have this closed? So I'm going to respect that, and I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not going to surpass that. And I'm just going to go right here. Here we go. See? Let me see if I can zoom it in, if you guys can see that. See? Right there. This location is permanently closed. Please visit our nearest sister location, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, 472 Smithaven Mall, Lake Grove, New York, 11755. We appreciate your business. But I'm going to respect the cones, and I'm going to respect the tape that's there. Or the cone and tape. But you can clearly see the dining hall through those plastic, the plastic windows or whatever they used to have over here. So we can see through there, but as for the rest of the place, I checked the windows, and all of them have plastic films. You see? Hold on, you see? You see how they have like that black plastic on it? So every window around the restaurant has that black plastic covering each and every window. So I don't believe there's going to be a way for us to look inside. But still, I'm going to materialize an epic video for you guys. So let's keep walking. Let's check this place out. I think Wally has done a couple of Bahama breezes in his channel. I don't know. I have to ask him. I have to ask Wally. I believe he has done a couple of abandoned Bahama breezes in his channel. I gotta check. Let me show you guys the labels. That's why I'm walking out here. There goes Casper. There goes Casper right over there. I'm going out here because I want to show you guys the label scar. There's a couple of label scars. See that? Take a look. See that? That's where I used to see Bahama Breeze in red letters. So let's keep walking. So like I said, this place replaced a restaurant called Martin's many years ago. I read up on it. I like Googling history on places like these. Lately, I've been on the run lately. I've been Googling a lot of history about this mall. Because if you remember, Smithaven Mall was the hot spot back then. Especially when they had the Time Out Video Arcade. Let's see if they got these covered over here. Yeah, you see the plastic film? You see the black plastic? Yeah. Oh, you can see it here. You can see the bathroom. Anyone got to take a piss? Speak now or forever hold your pee. You got to take a ducky and a half? Tiene que cagar. Oh, man. Life ain't fun if you laugh at yourself every now and then, you know what I mean? So, looks like there's a piece of a plastic fence over there that used to be from this restaurant. See? Right there. Pretty cool. Alright, let's keep moving around here. That's the dumpster area right there. I'm not gonna go in there. Oh, there's somebody around here that's just chilling, smoking contra. So, anyway, like I said, I found out about this place on Thursday, man. It's just sad because they came here a couple of times and they actually had pretty decent food over here. And there goes the other side of the building right over here. I don't believe they had a sign on that side of the building. I'm not sure exactly. They might have, but I don't remember. I don't think they did. Sad, man. I used to come here a lot, but I didn't come here frequently, but I came here quite a couple of times. Me and my father used to come here a lot back then. They had pretty good food here. Oh, there go the electrical meters. There it goes. Long Island Power Authority, also known as LIPA. There it goes. All right, we're almost done, guys. This is the only area you're going to be able to look inside. See? Look. Check that out. This was the outdoor dining area over here. So, on some nights, they used to have a guy over here playing an instrument. There would most likely be a guy to fit the style of the restaurant and to fit the motive and to fit the theme. They used to have a guy over here playing a steel drum. He was playing a steel drum. So, looks like they have a table over here too. See, right here how they have a table? So they used to have a guy who would play a steel drum over here, and then over here they would just have the outdoor dining area. Pretty big outdoor dining area too. I mean, like I said, the food was okay. It was pretty decent. You know, I came here a couple of times in the past. I like island food. I like eating Caribbean food. You know, I don't have a problem with that. I love island food. I like trying new things. So there it is. Yep. That's it. Gone. The Bahamas have blown away from the breeze here in Smithaven Mall. That's it. It's over, guys. No more Bahama breeze. Let's take one more look at the dining area before we head out. You get a pretty decent view in here. Look. Wow. They just have that table there by itself. I think that's where you see, yeah, right here. You see this area right here? That's where they have the stage. And the guy would be standing there playing a steel drum to music that was already pre-recorded, of actual music that you would hear like in today's world. And that's where he would be on the stage, and he'd be playing the steel drum to actual music that you would hear in today's world. He would mimic the music that would actually be played. It was actually pretty cool. It was actually a quite relaxing, it was quite a relaxing experience. So, yeah. Well, that happens, man. But what are you gonna do, you know? It's over, unfortunately. I'm not gonna go through there. I don't know if there's poison ivy in those bushes. I look like those people were trying to come in and they didn't realize it was closed. Here's what I don't get, man. How do you not realize that it's closed when you see the label scar on the side of the building? You see the label scar on the side of the building, and clearly if you see it like this, you see the label scar, right? You see the label scar over here, and you see the cone over there with tape on it, blocking your way to the entrance. So if that cone and tape is, you know, if the tape and cone and tape is blocking your way to the entrance, how are you going to assume it's open when you see the label scar clearly ripped off and it's gone? And then you have the cone and the tape blocking your way to the entrance, and you're going to assume that it's open? Oh, tell that to them over there. All right, well, anyways, that does it for this video. I know it was quick, but sometimes you get what you get. But you know what? We were still able to look inside the dining area, at the outdoor dining area, through the plastic film, see-through. You know what I mean? So yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna do the walk around, and then I guess I'll see you guys at the car with the outro. All right. Alrighty. See you guys at the field. So what's going on? So what do you guys think about that, huh? What'd you think? Huh? Pretty cool, right? Yeah. Well, you know, I figured I'd come out here to show you guys this place. You know, like I said, I found out about it yesterday. I found out about it on Facebook. I saw it on Facebook, and I spend majority of my time on Facebook. You know, I don't interact. I don't post that many statuses. Sometimes I do every now and then, but, you know, most of the time that I'm on Facebook, I share videos from different pages, funny videos and memes and things like that, or news articles or whatever. And when I was scrolling through Facebook, I saw that Bahama Breeze closed down right here in Lake Grove, and it said Long Island's only location of Bahama Breeze out here on Long Island is officially closed. And it was confirmed on Thursday, May 15th, and I'm like, what? Yo, wow, that's surprising. I used to come here, you know, not, like I said, I didn't frequent coming here. I didn't come here every so often, but I came here a couple of times, you know, a small handful of times over here, and they were actually pretty good. I liked it. I mean, it was okay. It's, you know, it's something I would, you know, it's not something I would jump up and down about or go crazy about, you know, and something I would rave about, like, yo, damn, yo, the food is bad. You gotta come over here, yo, this food is excellent. You gotta try the gumbo. You gotta try the jerk chicken. It's off the hook. It's freaking excellent. No. Yeah, it's not a place that I would act like that about, you know, and it's just true, because sometimes, you know, because my father, you know, because, you know, my dad has been a chef for well over 40 years, close to 50. My father has been a chef for a long time, and he knows when something is good, he knows when something is bad, and he knows when something is mediocre at best. He knows when something is mediocre, or he just knows when something is slightly above average. But my dad, when it comes to food, he's a pretty good critic. He's a pretty good food critic. But when my father says, you know, because the way I just acted now is sometimes how we act when something is really good. And he would always tell me, sometimes he would tell me, yo, Mix, you gotta try this. Yo, try that. Yo, it's stupid. Try it. It's off the hook. Try that. Let me know what you think. You sure? Come on now. I'm your father. Come on, man. Come on. You got to trust my judgment. I've been a chef over 40 years. I said, okay, whatever. No problem. Give me that. Damn. Yo, that's slamming. Tell me that ain't slamming. And then he gives my hand, and I give my father a high five. I love my father, man, but that's been a terminology in food that he has used for a very long time. Ever since I was a little kid, I remember him always saying that growing up. Yo, try this. This is stupid. That means if my father says it like that, yo, this is stupid. If he says it like that, that means that it's off the hook. That means that whatever it is that he is eating or whatever it is that he is trying, it is off the hook. It is slamming. It is out of this world. It is a home run out of the park. Whatever it is that he try, anytime my father said, yo, try that, yo, it's stupid. That means it's excellent. Whatever it is that he's trying, it would be to die for. So trust me, my father has been a chef for close to 50 years. And if he says anything like that, you better try it. You know what I mean? I love having a dad who's a chef. So, you know, my father has been a chef close to 50 years. And he worked at Marriott and World Trade Center. And I'm very grateful that I have my dad. Because my father, at the time the 1993 bombing happened, the pipe bomb that exploded at the World Trade Center, the first attempt of a terrorist attack on February 26, 1993, my dad was out in the city that day when it happened. Now, I'm not exactly sure if he was leaving to go to work or if he was leaving to come out of work. But he was in the basement getting ready to leave, either to leave or to come into work. And when the bomb exploded, he was with his co-workers, and when the bomb exploded, the entire ground shook. And they all looked at each other wondering what the hell it was that happened. And that happened exactly 10 days before I was born. I was born on March 6, 1993. And the bombing happened February 26, 1993. And I cannot imagine, I cannot fathom the thought of how I would have felt years later knowing that I lost my dad to a terrorist attack 10 days before I was born. And now, 32 years later, at the age of 58, my father is alive and well. So I'm very grateful to have my father. And you guys should be very grateful to have your mom and dad too. You know, not many people grow up with parents, you know. A lot of people have had the unfortunate experience to live without a mother or a father in their life. You know, and I'm very grateful to have my parents to raise me the way they did, you know. So, you know, I know that was off topic, but, you know, being that my dad's a chef and we're here at a restaurant, that's the only reason why I mentioned my father the way he is, you know, the real OG. I love that man very much, you know. So, yeah, man. So even he was shocked. Speaking of my father, even he was shocked. You know, my father told me, I woke up this morning and my dad told me, he's like, yo, Miguel, did you hear the news? I said, yo, what happened? He's like, yo, they closed up Bahama Breeze. Out here by Smithaven, well, they closed up Bahama Breeze. I'm like, yeah, I know. I saw it last night. I saw the article last night on Facebook. I was going through Facebook and I saw the article last night. He's like, yeah, man, I can't believe it. And he tells me, yeah, I knew eventually they would close. I knew eventually they would close. Because, you know, obviously, and I knew it too, because every time I would always drive by here, it was always empty. I noticed that as, you know, as the days went by, the clientele was slightly dwindling. So, I don't know. But it was only a matter of time before it shut down. And unfortunately, it became a reality. So, that is what it is, man. You know, but they were okay. I mean, I like island food. Listen, I'm a true foodie. I don't weigh 220 pounds for nothing. I love food. I love eating. I love anything that relates to food, anything that relates to taste testing, anything that relates to free samples, anything that involves food, anything that has the relation of food, I'm there. That's it. If there's going to be food, consider me there. You invite me to a party, as long as there's food, I'm there. We're going to be hanging out. If there's food, I'm there. You want me to come over to your house? If there's food, I'm there. It's true, right? I mean, come on, man. Like, who doesn't like eating? Come on, man. Who doesn't like eating? ¿Quién no le gusta comer a la vida? ¿Quién no le gusta la comida a la vida? En la vida es riquísimo para comer comida buena. You know what I mean? It's just good to enjoy food, man. It's good to enjoy yourself. Who doesn't like eating? Seriously, I love eating. I don't weigh 220 pounds for nothing. I'm big and I'm proud. Just like the movie by Fat Albert. In the movie Fat Albert, when he was rapping, there was one scene in that rap, there's one lyric in that rap that he did that it always sits with me. Because fat's where it's at. I don't want to be skinny. For one, I like the bigger heart that's within me. And that's true. You know, and he says it, and I feel the same way. I'm just a dude who just loves food, and I love indulging. I don't overindulge, but I love sinking my teeth into some good food every now and then. Especially when I go to a carnival. And now that the weather's getting nice, now that carnival season is upon us, oh my goodness, I love going to the carnival, and I love getting some fried Oreos, or maybe a funnel cake, maybe some Zeppelins. Oh my God, ay Dios mío, se acabó el mundo. You take me to a carnival, you hand me over a bag of Zeppelins, a bag of fried Oreos, or a funnel cake, or a corn dog, and a nice glass, cold cup of lemonade. Ay Dios mío, se acabó el mundo. Si usted me lleva para el carnaval, para comer la comida sabrosa, se terminó el mundo completamente. Ay, Dios mío. Oh, my God. My mouth is just salivating over just talking about carnival food. Oh, my God. Is my mouth ever salivating. Man. What's your favorite ride at the carnival? My favorite ride is the zipper. I love the zipper. But, you know, I tend not to go on that ride every so often because now, you know, due to the amount of stress level that has increased in my life, you know, the past couple of times I've been on that ride, I passed out. And now I just, you know, it's just my blood pressure and me being overweight going on a freaking abrupt ride like that, being jerked everywhere, you know, it freaking kills the hell out of me. But I love the zipper. That's one of my favorite rides. That one and the pirate ship. I love the Pharaoh's Ferry. You know, and I like going on the Ferris wheel every now and then. You know, I love going to the carnival, man, so it's pretty cool. Funny how we talk about an island, you know, because there's a lot of carnivals that go out in the Caribbean, you know, the street carnivals, Mardi Gras and all of that. So it's pretty cool, man. So, yeah. All right, well, I'm going to stop yapping over here because I want to go revisit the abandoned Pizza Hut over there. So, you know, I did that video. I got to take a look and see exactly when it was that I filmed that abandoned Pizza Hut. It was either last year or a year or 2 years ago. I know that I filmed that abandoned Pizza Hut over there in Center Reach. When I first started this channel, when I first started transitioning into a channel of Urbex, I did film that abandoned Pizza Hut. So I'm going to go over there and revisit it and see what's going on over there. You know, like I said, that building got repurposed. I said it earlier, that building got repurposed. They repainted it, and I thought something was moving in, but it was just solely due to the fact that they just wanted to, you know, they wanted to preserve the building so it wouldn't look all broken down and it wouldn't look all beat up and disgusting. So, I don't know. So, let's go over there right now and let's go and check it out. You know what I mean? It's right up the road over here, Middle Country Road. A lot of people, there's been news and reports and whatever that place has been haunted. When I checked the place out a year or two ago, I didn't notice anything unusual. So, I don't know. The only way for us to find out what's going on over there is for us to drive over there. So why am I talking to you guys? Enough with the talking, enough with the yapping. Let's turn off the camera, turn on the car, and start driving out Middle Country Road, and let's go to the abandoned Pizza Hut over there in Santa Reach. And just like Wally always says at the end of his videos, you guys stay awesome. And just like I always say at the end of my videos, you guys stay cool, stay happy, keep smiling, and just enjoy your life. What's going on? Yep. All right? Alrighty, guys. I'll see you guys in a few minutes down the road at the abandoned Pizza Hut of Center Reach. See you there.